It is Tuesday, September 2nd, and the Gauntlet is here. The Yankees were taking on the Astros in Game 1 of a 3-game set and Game 1 of a 12-game stretch that could very well decide whether they make the playoffs or not. Tonight, I am joined by Jonna Perlinger of Babes Media, and we're going to talk about the Yankees and their quest to win the American League East and how we're feeling about it. Plus, we'll recap tonight's game and take your reactions. Coming up next, this is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, and welcome back to my friend Jonna from Babes Media, who is joining us as we kick off the recaps for these 12 games of what we're calling the Gauntlet. Jonna, how you doing?
Hey, thank you so much for having me back because I have a blast every time. So I'm doing great, doing especially great after that win.
So all the talk is the Yankees can't win when they don't hit home runs, but hey, when they do hit home runs, they look pretty damn good. What are your takeaways from tonight?
Oh my gosh. Trent Grisham, man, career year. Grandpappy Grish is what I tweeted out when he hit that grand slam, but like, boy, did that surge us ahead. He is having such a good year. And I feel like, when he's on, the team's on.
Yeah, I've liked the Yankees lefties when they play at the Astros ballpark, whatever they're calling it now. But with that short left field porch, our guys like to take it the other way. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Austin Wells or Jason Dominguez homers in this series the other way. We've got some guys who have power to elevate it the other way. We saw Grisham tonight. We saw Soto do it a couple of times last year. This is a park that plays well in left field for lefties because you can let that ball travel, take your normal swing a little bit later, and use the power of that fastball to supply the force needed to hit the ball out of the ballpark. But good night for the Yankees. Big swing from Trent Grisham. And we kick off the Gauntlet with a win. So let's recap the game real quick. So we got to talk a little bit about Volpe tonight. He had a tough night at the plate. He's one of the only downsides of this game. He booted a tailor-made double play ball in the first inning. Not a great omen. He seems to struggle in big spots. Does that concern you a little bit, Jonna?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially coming off such a good series in Chicago. He really had a good series there. So it's like to not roll it in. I mean, this is the most important series, like the next few series, right? These are the most important series of the year, really. It's do or die now. So you got to get it together, dude, or you're out, and Caballero, you're in.
Yeah, and Caballero was out early tonight. He got ejected in the second inning. It was the second time he's been ejected since coming to the Yankees. I'm not sure if it's that the umpires have a quick hook so much as he's got a short fuse. What are your thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I reacted very quickly the first time he was thrown out. I was like, okay, man, like that's not how we wear the pinstripes. Like that was kind of my reaction at first. But then I was like, wait, maybe he didn't actually say anything that bad. Like they're overreacting. But then after tonight, I'm like, man, I don't know. But we just can't have that. We need you.
Yeah.
Like these are really important games. We can't have that.
So we got to get you to weigh in on this nickname thing for Trent Grisham. But first, Trent Grisham did hit a grand slam tonight.
Hey now, goodbye.
Oppo Boppo, number 29. I'm not sure I love the Shaggy T nickname. I also agree with Action BJ. Big Sleep is much, much better. But Trent Grisham with the opposite field grand slam. Where do you land on the nickname thing? I feel like nicknames got to be organic. I don't think you can settle a nickname with a poll on the internet.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like Big Sleep. I think a lot of us call him Grish God, which I like too. Yeah, but Shaggy T is not it.
I just like Grish. I think Grish is just a cool nickname. I also like Grish him, like with the H-I-M, because that's like what they call it. Yeah, I like that one. But that's better for in writing. I don't know. So jury's out, but I'm straying away from Shaggy T. I just don't dig that. So Jazz Chisholm had a huge night, 2 home runs, and 6 home runs in his last 11 games now. 28 homers,
Goodbye.
closing in on 30-30. I'm going to ask you a very simple question, Jonna. You like Jazz?
I love Jazz. We got to keep Jazz.
So you're landing on re-sign him, maybe an extension before he gets to free agency? I mean, if he says, I want 150, 200 million at this point, I mean, he's a 40-40 player if you're looking at a full season, because he missed that month. Maybe not quite 40-40, but close. I mean, that's a $200 million player. Are you ready to hand out $200 million to Jazz?
Ugh, I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. I want to keep him, though. I want to keep him, but I don't see Jazz being a guy that signs early. I just don't. I think he's a guy that's like, he'll sell, like he'll gamble on himself.
Yeah, but I also don't know, like, how many teams are going to spend $200 million on a second baseman, right? I mean, that's usually a position that's not too hard to develop internally. You just get somebody who can pick it a little bit, maybe get on base a little bit, and he's just such a rare breed. I also think that, his power numbers have taken a jump since he's come to Yankee Stadium. He seems really comfortable in New York, which is not easy to say for everyone. I mean, a lot of guys we get just don't look comfortable here. I mean, look at Devin Williams. He's never been comfortable here since his first time on the mound. I think that betting on somebody who we know can play here and has that kind of athleticism and seems to be figuring it out a little bit in terms of the intensity with which he plays, because when he first came over, he was getting injured all the time in his career. He's a guy who played like all out 100% of the time. And since he's gone to this sort of like 70% approach, it seems like it's unlocked not only more power, but more contact ability, and he's been able to stay on the field. I just wish he could throw to first base without killing a cameraman once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, right? I love that he's playing with more like maturity, I guess, in the last, even since the break. Like, I feel like he's settling into his role here, where in Miami, like, he's the power hitter, right? But here he's starting to figure out, we need him to play small ball. We need him to steal some bases, we're seeing him do that, and it's really awesome. I mean, obviously he's still got the power, but I just love that he's contributing in all sorts of ways.
And Doug makes a great point here. He says Jazz is 27 now. He'll be 28 when he hits free agency. And it is rare. I mean, you could sign a guy to a 12-year deal really at 28. And you know that his agent's going to be pushing him, hey, you can get, hundreds of millions of dollars. But that means he's at least got to stay healthy next year, have another good year, which is good for the Yankees. So, I want him to have that big year, and then we'll just kind of, cross that bridge when we get there. Defensive play of the game. I got to talk about this. Max Fried, sliding catch on a bunt that was popped up and then fired to first base to get the double play. Huge play in the game. That kind of stifled a potential rally because we had Devin Williams warming up in the pen at that point, and I'm thinking just get out of this inning without having to go to Devin Williams with men on base. Otherwise, I felt like that game could have turned, even though it was 6-1 at that point. I felt like if you get 2 runs in for the Astros there, 6-3 maybe, and you got a runner on and Devin Williams in the game, I'm praying to the deities to make this inning end. What were your thoughts on that play?
Oh my God. Max is the best defensive pitcher in the league, like hands down. And yeah, I'm with you. Like, that totally stopped their momentum, and we know how loud it can get in that stadium, like that, and a moment like that can totally change the tune. So I'm with you. I love Max.
Underrated play. 2 scoreless innings for Blackburn today with 4 strikeouts. I thought that was huge. It saves the bullpen in a day. I mean, to have an off day yesterday, and now you get an entire day where you don't need to go to any of your good relievers. It's like, giving your relief corps 2 days off. I mean, that was huge. And the Yankees take game 1 of the Gauntlet. All right.
You're a winner.
Well, Jono, we have something of a tradition here after a Yankees win. To the player that we feel contributed the most to the win, we tend to give out what we call the belt, which is the player of the game. And today, I'm going with the mustachioed one. Mr. Trent Grisham. Love the 2 home runs from Jazz, but it's hard to beat that grand slam. It broke the game open. I mean, this guy is so clutch, John. It would not surprise me if he has a huge September because he's got that slow heartbeat, right? He seems like he doesn't get stressed out under pressure. And doesn't it just irritate you that last year he had to sit on the bench knowing the type of player he could be for Alex Verdogshit, who set a league record for grounders to second base?
I think that is like the most painful part of it all is knowing what he's capable of. And look, I tweeted that out in like January. I was like, Trent Grisham is capable of being very clutch in big moments. Like, give him some playing time. And here we are. And he is having an amazing year. He's Big Clutch Grish.
I love it. Make that his new nickname. The Grish. All right, let's talk a little bit about Fried. Obviously a fantastic performance. Took a no-hitter into the 5th inning. I didn't think he was going to get a no-no, but whenever somebody goes by like 4 innings, it's impossible not to think about it. And he was pitching fairly efficiently. He threw 101 pitches in 7 innings tonight. It seems like he's turned it around after about a 2-month stretch there where we really had to worry about him. I'm not worrying anymore, John. Are you?
No, not at all. No.
I think he's back.
He really was just struggling with the blister thing.
Yeah. And he's using the curveball more now. And, you know, if you're throwing a curveball where the intent is to spin the ball as much as possible and it's rubbing against a blister, that can't feel good. Even if you're trying to pitch through it, it's got to, like, even a fastball too, I guess, would hurt too. I mean, it's less spin than a curveball, I think, but I could be wrong on that. But anyway, if the blister's feeling better, it's definitely showing. 7 innings of 1-run ball tonight, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, got the ERA back under 3. It was cruising up around 3.25 there for a bit. Hell of a performance for Mr. Max Fried. All right, so let's get your final thoughts. 1-0 in this 12-game gauntlet. How are you feeling? I think it's huge to win game 1 and show that you can actually play with a team you have to beat and not just beat up on the Nationals and the White Sox.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like I said, we have a couple of really big series coming up. These are really big games. It's just easier to get up for these series. And, we swept in Houston last year. So going in there with that kind of confidence, like we know what we can do there. Maybe they need to wear these cowboy hats more often. I love that they rolled into Houston with a theme day, like not really something the Yankees typically do, but like I love the camaraderie that's going on with the team. And I do think everyone's feeling pretty good. Like their health seems, good. All things considered. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think they're going to have a big September. I mean, they have to. That's the bottom line.
Did you have any thoughts on Aaron Boone going to the UNC game? I know his kid goes there, but I want to say, okay, I'm fine with it. What you do on your day off is your business. Your kid's playing football at UNC, whatever. But it's hard to imagine under any circumstances a Joe Girardi or a Joe Torre or any of these managers that are serious, like an Alex Cora or Dave Roberts, going to a college football game right before a must-win series during the middle of a pennant race.
Yeah, it's perplexing for sure. I mean, I agree. Like, I don't see any of those other managers doing that, especially, it's like read the room, we have to win. We have to win. And, but yeah, I also don't read too much into that stuff, to be honest. Yeah. Like, I didn't really think much about it.
I agree with Joe, who says Boone has to show support to his kids. I get that. But, I mean, that's part of, like, Colin Cowherd always says, like, about like, great athletes and stuff. It's hard to be Tiger Woods and be a great dad, right? Like, there's certain sacrifices you have to make to win a World Series, to be at the pinnacle of your sport. And, like, I would imagine that Girardi would have been, like, in a film room, studying the binder, making notes in the binder, like the day before, an off day to prep before a humongous series. But again, I'm not gonna. I know I sound like I'm holding it against him, but I'm really not gonna give him too much crap. Okay, we got a couple of voicemails here. We're gonna take. Let's start with this one.
Man,
From Brian.
I've loved the addition of Caballero. I love how he plays the game and how just animated and everything else he kind of brings to the table. I like that about him. I truly do. But brother, can you stop fucking getting thrown out of games?
Yeah, I mean that's the second one. It really does affect. I mean, in a pennant race like this, it really does affect the whole team. You know, I mean, now granted, it didn't cost us the game, but I mean, maybe somebody needs to have a talk with him. Hey, watch those magic words. I mean, it's really important. There's certain things you just can't say. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said earlier, like these are must-win games. Like we just can't have these shenanigans.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fire though. I'll say that.
Yeah, the fire's
I
good.
love the fire. I
All right,
think
we got one.
that's like sometimes something we're lacking.
Agree. Yeah. Got one here about Grish.
Derek, follow-up call. It's Spike from New Jersey. Is Grish officially Carp 2022? I mean, Carp was like a much shorter period of time of awesomeness, but this is like a whole season now. I think that Grish is the Carp of 2025.
I'm going to look up Matt Carpenter's numbers on Baseball Reference from his time with the Yankees. I don't remember any player ever being that red hot at any point in my life. He had 128 at bats. He hit 15 home runs, and he had a 1.138 OPS. Now, I mean, we've seen Judge do that kind of stuff, but for a guy who was 36 years old at the time, that was just like a magical run. I mean, as great as Grisham has been, 15 home runs in 47 games is outrageous for just like a bargain bin player. And doing it with the big mustache at a time before everybody had beards. I thought Carpenter was so much fun.
Matty Carp. I loved that era of the Yankees. That was fun.
Yeah.
And ironically, my brother was with his uncle last week down at the Nebraska-Cincinnati game. Like, they're legit friends.
That's dope. Yeah, I always liked Carpenter. I wish they had brought him back, but his career kind of fell apart after he left the Yankees. He hit 176 the next year with the Padres, and then 234 last year with the Cardinals. So that was his last, that was the proverbial last lightning in a bottle there. Quick word from DraftKings.
Cool that he went back to St. Louis. I thought that was cool that they brought him back.
Yes, very, very cool. I got to get a quick word in from DraftKings, and then I'll be back to wrap things up with Johnny here after the Yankees pick up a big win. The dog days of summer mean it's time for the boys of summer to kick it into gear. And the best way to cash in on your baseball IQ is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Never bet on baseball before? It's simple. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. No spreadsheets, just vibes and dingers. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Vibes and dingers. That's what should be on Trent Grisham's business card. Anyway, good night for the Yanks. Brian Bashman says Volpe in Italian means fox, as in, how the fox did he miss that? I get it. I see what you're saying there. Yeah, tough night for Volpe. Let me ask you this. If he has a bad September, let's say he finishes around 200, with 20 homers, makes a couple of more big errors, is there any way the Yankees can run him back out there as a starting shortstop next year? I mean, I don't think Lombard's ready, and I don't think that the Yankees think he's ready. He hasn't even played in AAA yet. But I don't think they would necessarily want to give up on Volpe while he's still cheap and under contract. I don't think they want to spend on Bichette when you got Lombard a year or two away. I just think they're in a tough spot at short.
And there is not a chance that they don't roll Volpe back out there. They just have so much faith in him. I'm not sure why, but they do.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he turns it around. I mean, I like the kid. I think he's a tough player. Like he plays the game hard. He hustles, but got to hit better than 200. You got to make more plays on defense. But Frankie Baseball says every night is a bad night for Volpe, unfortunately. But Jonna, thanks so much. Where can people find you on social? You're a bit of an influencer, so let's get your information out there.
Hey, follow me on Instagram at Babes Media, and then on Twitter I'm at 90s Yanks Kid. Nice.
And we'll be back with Frankie Baseball after tomorrow's game. Jonna, I thank you one more time. New York Yankees win this one.
Yankees win.
And we will see you next time. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.